Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my Best in Beauty 2016 series. Today we are talking all about eye products. So these are going to be eyeliner, eyeshadow, primer, mascara, anything to do with the eyes, we're talking about it. So like I said yesterday, if there are any full-length review or demo videos of anything I'm talking about today, they will be in the description box below so you can get a better in-depth review. So let's not drag this out too long. If you're interested in seeing my favorite eye products of 2016, then please keep watching. For eye primer, the Essence Isle of Stage eyeshadow base is a continuous favorite, but I actually haven't been using this a whole lot lately because I've been using this one, which I'll talk about in just a second. But this is my favorite eyeshadow primer because it conceals your eyelids. It just gives you a clean slate to start with. It does have a pretty good coverage. It makes your eyeshadows pop. It makes them stay on longer, less creasing, less fading, all that jazz. You can find this at Ulta. It's only like $4, I believe. And then the Wet n Wild Photofocus eyeshadow primer has been what I've been using most recently. But the initial reason I picked this up is because someone I watch on YouTube said that this gives coverage, and this has no coverage whatsoever. This is a pretty translucent eyeshadow primer. It may give like a very sheer amount of coverage just to kind of even things out, just a small amount, but there is no color within this. There's no coverage with this. It does prolong the wear of your eyeshadows. It makes everything apply better. It definitely makes all of your eyeshadows crease free and fade free. I will say with the Essence one, at the very end of the night, like when I'm about to take it off, I do notice a little bit of creasing. But with this Wet n Wild one, I don't notice any creasing at all. So when I think of mascara, I literally think of one mascara this entire year, and that is the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt. Literally every time I wear this, someone asks me if my eyelashes are real. It gives me that false lash effect. It makes my lashes look so big. It really lifts them up from the root, especially when you like wiggle the brush at the root and lift up. And this actually does blacken your tight line to where it looks like you've used an eyeliner on the upper waterline. And because it does that, it just makes your eyes pop and look a lot more bold. And this gives everything I want in mascara: volume, length, thickness, fullness. So eyeliner was definitely a struggle this year. I was in a rut with my Colourpop eyeliners because they set too fast and then you can't blend them out. And then my Makeup Geek gel liners, I'm just kind of tired of them, and I feel like mine are drying out, but I don't want to pick up more right now, even though those are one of my favorites. Like, those are definitely top 3 eyeliners. But I discovered this one at the tail end of December, and it's definitely my favorite. This is the Revlon Colorstay 2-in-1 Angled Kajal Eyeliner in the shade Onyx. This is an angled eyeliner with a brush on the other end. So intense, and it stays on my waterline all day long. Literally the only fading I get on the waterline is at the very outer edge, like in the very outer corner, but other than that, it stays very pigmented and very intense all day long. It just gives your eyes a really nice, like sultry, smoky, kind of fuzzy eyeliner effect, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it just makes your eyes look really smoky and black, and it's extremely long wearing, so this is definitely a favorite. And then for eyeshadow, I can't not talk about the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I was obsessed with this for a very long time, and I still love it, don't get me wrong. Look how dirty it is. That's disgusting. But this is definitely one of the most unique palettes out there because of the shade selection. These shades on this end right here, I could point in the right place. These red and berry and like purple tones are so unique, and I cannot find dupes for these really unique berry tones. Cannot do it. But I really like the quality of this palette. They're very pigmented. They do blend out very easily. I will say the one thing that I haven't really mentioned I don't know if I actually mentioned this in a video before, but the one thing I don't like about Anastasia eyeshadows, or with these anyway, I haven't tried anymore, is that I feel like they're so pigmented that they actually cancel each other out. I feel like the shade on top kind of cancels out the shade on the bottom because they're so pigmented. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I do love this palette. I do highly recommend it. We can't talk about 2016 without talking about the Morphe 35O palette, and hold on to your chairs, this is gonna be sad. I have several broken shades in this palette because the packaging sucks. This palette is so cheaply made that when you drop it or anything, the shadows break. This was something I used every single day for months and months and months. And until recently, I stopped using it for a while because I needed a break from it. But if you like warm eyeshadows, this is the palette for you if you can actually get your hands on it, because it's always out of freaking stock. Yeah, out of stock, huh, Morphe? But yeah, amazing pigmentation, very easy to blend out. Then a newer love are these Coastal Scents eyeshadows. I just did a Coastal Scents video talking about every single shade and which ones are my favorite and stuff. This is definitely my favorites palette of the ones I picked up. So in the Coastal Scents video, I was telling you guys that I really didn't like any of the matte shades. Some of them were workable and some of them were just complete duds, and I think you should avoid them. But since then, I've started setting my eyeshadow primer with a skin tone eyeshadow like this one right here. This is called Chamois Nude. Or you could even use like a setting powder, but just setting your eyeshadow primer helps the matte shades blend out so much better. Literally every single one that I put in that video that I said was workable or doable, they're way better than that now because I set my eyeshadow primer. But the shimmers are absolutely amazing. One of my favorites is this one right here, and I don't know if I remember the shade because they did change it. This one is called Flesh Tone, but they actually changed the name of it, and if you type in Flesh Tone on the Coastal Scents website, it will pull up what it's called now. But this is the most beautiful shade ever. This is the perfect shimmery metallic champagne shade. This is beautiful as a highlight on the face. I will say it does make me look oily though, but it's super intense. The shimmers are highly pigmented. I wear these almost every single day, even the matte shades. Honestly, I hate to even say this now. I can't believe I'm saying it. I like these better than my Makeup Geek shades now, and that's saying a lot because I actually got a couple of the new ones for Christmas. I put them in this Coastal Scents interchangeable palette. This is another favorite, so good. But I got the shades Tuscan Sun and Wild West, both from Makeup Geek. I think these are the newer matte formulas, and I don't think they blend out and look as good as the Coastal Scents ones, and that's hard for me to say. These are only $2. They go on sale for $1 all the time. Wait for a sale and go ham. And then I could not talk about some Colourpop eyeshadows. I love Colourpop. When I think back on 2016 and which ones were most used, it's definitely these two. This is in the shade DGAF, don't give a fuck. And this is such a unique, like rose gold, olive undertone, gold undertone shade. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so beautiful. It looks good with so many different looks, especially those berry and red tones in the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Then I also loved On the Rocks, which is just a really beautiful bronzy, I don't know. It's got like purple and blue shimmer throughout. It's such a unique bronze shade. I don't know how to describe it. So that is it for my favorite eye products of 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah.